Yeah, the Dojo Podcast Season 15 episode
11.
11.
11.
Yeah.
Yes.
We was on a break
Yes. Last week, man.
because we were recording.
Because we had a party.
Because we had a party.
Yeah.
Empa ne re ba file lefuranyana le le holo ba ka le hlafuna. Because others are still actually only finishing it up this week. Because we
course.
gave them almost 4.5 hours.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was 4 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was a pretty long one.
Which was a pretty long one.
Yeah, man.
Had old Dojo vibes and feels to it.
Yeah, yeah.
People loved it. It's actually our highest chatting episode on YouTube.
Oh, dope.
Really?
Dope.
Yes.
All time.
No, since season.
Oh, the
Since
season.
we've been recording.
Oh, for the season.
Yeah, it's
that's dope.
It's the numbers are good. The numbers are good.
Yeah, I can
also
relate.
maybe because we gave them a longer.
longer.
But I think the content was nice.
Yeah, since we were team, man.
Yeah, the content was nice.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, speaking of the party, man.
yeah. Thanks to everybody that came out, showed love as always to the Dojo robot party.
Yeah, man.
Out at the Maracana.
Yes. Shout out to the day club.
Shout out to the Day Club dudes for the collaboration.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we had fun. Shout out to the people that supported us even when they couldn't make it. We had ticket give. By the way, when we do ticket giveaways, it's also a gratitude of other fellow Dojo community members. So it's never always just out of the goodness of our heart, although there are those that we do. But it just shows that when people show us love, you benefit by somebody just liking us and being party.
Showing love.
Yeah,
showing
because
love.
they get it and they'll be like,
Yeah.
just give them away, you know?
So really appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Really
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Shout out to everyone who came. Yeah, it was a nice event.
It was a nice party.
Yeah, different, but
Different.
You know, yeah, but people enjoyed themselves.
People kept to the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, people kept to the theme.
Bali was looking dope.
Hey, Bali was looking dope.
Did you see the
The-
concept? Yeah, with the reflector.
What was going on there?
Really
I
tight. Really tight.
available and open to vibes. So even at night, like even if the lights go off because it's a reflector, you'll still see,
You still see
that
the
I'm
green.
available and open to vibes.
You know, yeah. I thought
Not
it
really
was
tight.
cool. I thought
Yeah,
it
I
was
wanted
really.
to look like man.
I like that reflector.
was actually
man.
a one piece.
That was a
What's
good
one
idea.
piece? But so,
Like a cycling outfit.
oh, okay, yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, I dig that reflector. It was a good
Thank you.
idea.
Yeah, but thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks to your homeboys, came all the way from Bloom.
Yeah.
Made it a thing.
Yeah, Bo Ronza and all
Swan.
the
The one is Swan.
yeah,
Swan
Bo-
Naltene.
Yeah.
I love those niggas, man. They come. They don't ask you for a favor.
You know whose brother Swan is?
Yeah, one to.
Yeah. Wabo Aubrey.
Yeah,
Aubrey has never been to Joburg, has he? Sounds like Yauti. Tycoon.
Aubrey?
Tycoon.
Ofella vale mono.
You know, in Lalin,
Yeah.
they are still obsessed with the word tycoon. You never hear them say mogul.
Sure, tycoon. Hey,
Yeah,
man.
tycoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Those
shout out to
yeah,
those guys, man. They
yeah,
show
it's
love.
yeah, it's always a
They'll
good
never
time
ask
when
you
they
for
come.
a favor.
And
They'll
nothing, they
show
pay.
love. They'll pay.
Buy hella booze.
Man, like yeah,
Aye,
shout
man,
out,
they show
shout
love
out,
like
shout out,
proper love. bro.
Maronza, Lekazi.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, man, thanks, gents.
man.
But
Shout
thanks
out
to even our regular guys, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah.
for coming.
Pella, sometimes as you throw the party, the faces become so familiar.
So familiar.
Yeah, of the people that come
Yeah.
through. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody was telling me that with Lefa, because he's such a consummate professional, the photographer.
Oh yes.
Or it's
No,
like-
Lindsay.
Lindsay, so Lefa. He's like, like once he starts coming in, like you like it's know
Yeah.
that familiarity.
Yes.
You know, it's
like familiar faces.
even with the
or-
DJs, if you don't change,
Sure.
like, but there's always like,
Yeah,
there must be two,
yeah.
3 faces that are just
Sure, like
let
when
you know this is a dojo.
Yeah, it's a dojo party. You see L come through. You know. Yeah.
So people love a sense of familiarity. Because
Sure.
sometimes you always like crack your head. Let's try something new. We've done this before. Aren't
Yeah.
people gonna be bored? But
And,
then
and it's because of that, like, but to have a feeling away with coming alone. Because
Yes.
I think like 2 that I personally ke ba latileng at the gate ke ba bona hore o value one o bona autiane kana mang Solvati he came along
he said-
Did he?
yeah
he
came
tweeted about
along.
it,
yeah and then I took him
He was chilling with those guys, and I was like, oh no, I thought they were old friends.
no
just met at the party.
they just met at the party and then wabona science impinch da
Yeah.
listen to Bloom you know
Sapang was there.
yeah Tepang was there
Tepang was there, yeah.
That's a real cool dude, man.
yeah chill
I think I was chilling with him night before.
Yeah,
the-
like a little piece.
And I think the first time we met him was at the
The other
Yeah.
one.
Kopere, ne?
because I know he's
And
from the
Elena,
hood.
and Elena, he came alone.
That's
Pere,
that's a
Pere,
real cool
Pere
dude.
was the first time he's been to the
Because
party.
I didn't know he's from the hood until I started seeing his content on. But his handle on Twitter, it's when some guy from Soweto, Holmes. Holmes Insta handle.
Yeah.
It's when Tepang's handle on Twitter.
Oh.
So I would confuse them.
Confuse them together.
Because who's working?
Yeah. Yeah,
That
who is
is-
Ngo or something
Yeah.
like that. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so
yes,
yeah,
yes.
so he came with
Yeah,
Chris. Yeah, we
yeah.
chilled. Actually, I was chilling with them most of the night.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I was
Little
chilling
piece
with
when
them
I
most of
feeling
the-
you,
yeah,
one. Yeah. Ah, Joe.
Yeah, so yeah,
and
it was
he's,
nice
yeah,
vibes.
he's chilled, man. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, it was nice vibes. It was
yeah.
nice vibes.
Hey,
Nice
that
vibes,
party
man.
also. Hey,
In terms
I
of
think like they early at that party.
is
Because
it-
the weirdest thing about us this time around, there was no work.
yeah, we were proper hosting this time.
Yeah, like it felt so weird. It's like the only thing we did was just to put up the branding.
Yeah, just the branding, and initially it was a quick
If
thing.
there's a sound issue, it's not your issue.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was no issues.
Yeah, there was no issues. Yeah.
So,
And they did do like
so we
it,
chilled
but
a lot
Baba.
with people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the people. No blow my shot.
That's why I didn't come, because I saw I wouldn't be able to hide behind the bar.
Because I was about to tease you. How did you find the party, Mo?
You know? Yeah, man. We had a fantastic
Yeah,
weekend.
we had
It
a
was really
fantastic.
dope, man.
Thanks again to everybody that came through.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, now we are into the winter planning mode.
Yes.
We'll release
Yeah,
details of those.
maybe July, August.
June, July. Yeah, re tla bona, re tla bona.
We'll let
Because
y'all know.
The challenge we are setting up for ourselves is re tla bona.
We'll see. We'll
Re
see.
tla bona, yeah, ne?
It's a massive
You know, the,
undertaking.
the longer you let an idea simmer, the more discouraged you become about it.
Because
Yeah,
it starts
you need to-
intimidating you.
In fact, I wanted to say after that
It
event,
starts to intimidate you.
Yeah.
yeah,
It starts
I
to
wanted
intimidate
to actually say we probably should get a once a week, even if we talk about it for 15 minutes.
Yeah, because it starts intimidating.
Yeah.
Because I keep thinking about it
And
now.
you start doubting the ideas that you had.
Yes.
Nah,
maybe-
but we shouldn't. But we shouldn't doubt it because
'cause that's where I am right now. 'cause
Yeah. It seems like
starting
a
to scare
massive.
me.
Yeah, it seems like a
when
massive
now you have that
undertaking.
thing already in the beginning, you'd be like,
Yeah. Oh, I always
when
have that. Yeah.
when we are in motion and I'm like, we are nah.
But don't play pom, no. You know, I tell her the fuel to the shit. Yeah, man.
So yeah, but thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Could never express the gratitude that you guys show us.
Of course.
But we are back to regular programming.
Yeah, man, at West 22. Shout outs to the homies at West 22.
Still powered and coming to you courtesy of uzurionline.co.za,
Yeah, bo.
where you can cop all the things that you like,
Yeah,
including our merch, including other people's
merchandise.
And products.
I saw an email from the Uzuri guys. They want us to profile somebody with a very interesting business. They said the weekend of the 5th, but we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Yeah,
it should
How about
be a
that?
nice topic.
Yeah. And hopefully, while people were getting tickets to the
Yeah, they
last
were
party,
able to see that.
they got
Yeah,
a chance to interact with the website. You know, yeah, man. So shout out to Izuri, shout out to West 22, and shout out to the Dojo Massive, bruh.
Especially the paying ones.
Especially the pay ones.
Yeah.
All right, man. Nothing else to plug, right?
Nothing else to plug.
So where were you, Mo? Last week.
I'd gone away. It was my wife's birthday weekend.
Nice.
So I had planned the getaway way before we had penciled the date.
Yeah, the
the
date
date
for the
in.
party.
Yeah.
Because what you after,
Hey,
you were just lucky that it was not an event that required work.
Yeah.
I wasn't
And
given-
it worked.
What
It
I mean,
worked out. It
we
worked
choose
out.
it between duty and love.
Yeah.
Hey man, you can't.
Well, it was a
Wife's
easy
birthday
decision.
weekend. Wife's birthday weekend.
But for niggas, fuck, niggas will be sitting there as if he's solving some complex mathematical formula. Like,
Bro, wife's birthday weekend. Yo, man, you get killed if you miss that shit.
Should be that easy.
Nah. You have to solve it fast. Man, you guys had a good time.
Yeah, no, it was dope.
Alright, man. Hey, Bali, how you been, girl? How was the week?
Hey, I had anxiety on Monday.
Yeah.
I asked you guys and you guys dismissed me. Like I had anxiety the whole day because I had just come out of a drinking binge. So I think I'm ready to take another break from this drinking thing.
Yeah.
It's-
You might fuck around and quit.
No, but I had I had like a bottle of Prosecco on Wednesday, so
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I've decided that I want to take another break.
A bottle of Prosecco. A whole bottle of Prosecco.
Matung.
Hey, that's a question.
And you know to the shop.
That shit will knock you out. It's like
That
drinking
mamba.
MCC, yeah.
Yeah, champagne, nigga.
It was I went out for lunch with a friend, and then that's when I ordered the prosecco. And by the time I had gone home,
This was in one city.
yes.
And also
Literally at home.
And this friend doesn't drink prosecco, so then I ended up having to drink the bottle by
On your
myself. So that's when I was like, maybe I should just.
I foresee you just decreasing your intake
I'm just gonna
entirely.
drink on occasions.
Yeah,
now.
on
Like,
occasions now. Kibwana Gare, that's where you headed.
I've been toying with the idea of stopping. But hey,
It's hard.
it's not easy to let go of alcohol. But
Yeah.
The more you look at it, hey,
you know, my mother is 77. No, 4. 74. Somewhere there. And people are dropping around her, right? That are younger than her, that look older than her, that drink, that smoke,
Shit that she done do.
that have rich diets, yeah. And I'm like, my mom is not about to leave Earth anytime soon,
Because of her life choices.
you know? And then I look at my life choices, I'm like, bruh,
Hey, man, we here
I
for-
might check out sooner than later.
Hey, man, we here for a good time, not a long time.
And now Nana Labanaba Haulu and Obona. At your big age, you still have Olivia's support, and you don't take that for granted.
Word.
And
Like
you
if you
have
look at how like people's parents are dying, bro, it's like people like are falling sick at like 65. You know? 62, 57. And like when you 65, you still got at least, well not at least, well yeah, at
About
least
20 years,
at
bro.
least another 10, at least 10.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
You could push it to 20.
Hey,
And think about how long 10 years is.
Phela bona bo Zuma. Zuma is 82.
That
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
drank and smoked and ate away
Already played.
in your 30s.
Hey,
And we're going hard. bro.
Sabi mates. Saturday fruits.
Hey, we're going hard. And
that-
we're going hard.
Without
that
an
makes you
active
think a
lifestyle.
lot.
Yeah, because now the lifestyle tsa rona feel like I keep saying to people, nobody walks to buy bread. So even the poison you are eating, you're not even giving your body something back nyan
Yeah.
by walking at least.
And uga lifestyle yama high happy waspan and you are working like you constantly
Labor-intensive.
yeah, it's labor intensive, so they constantly
on the move.
yeah.
And the only time we get active is to salvage. To salvage the damage.
Yes, to not to add. Yeah, you are not adding anything.
To salvage the damage. Ubone ba kena gyming dad ba bona ga ho sentse mona ho sentse ba tlo lokisa ba. And it's late now.
It's true,
yeah,
man.
it's late, man. We
And-
out here
And
wild.
more if you overlay on that on those challenges our generation has, and you overlay the increase in mental health, like but
issues.
because we've got a lot on our minds. Niggas is graying, like in their mid 30s.
Yeah, man.
But internal how many years?
But you're looking
Well,
like
because now, the problems about Babu. Also remember, like we also becoming managers also at a young age, which is a huge responsibility because our parents' generation, you had to work like 30 years in a job to be a supervisor. By the time you have to manage, but babangat, you salute maybe 5 years up pension.
Sure.
Rona, you are like 30, you're already a manager of multiple teams sitting in different locations.
you got a lot of stress.
That's a
niggas.
lot to think about.
Yeah,
And
niggas got stress.
what has also happened to us is we've grown so used to luxury, or we've aspired so much to luxury that we see ourselves as too good for certain things.
Yeah.
Like walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like walking. I remember
Walking is such an embarrassing thing.
I remember I had to leave my house to go and fetch a top at Nosipo's spot. And I walked there. I can't remember who asked me. And then I had to go by Eddie's. Yeah, I think Eddie is the one.
Because he lives around the corner.
Because they're in the same complex.
And then how feel away?
The shock, bro, when niggas heard her,
I walked
You
in.
walk there. And it's so damn close. It's so damn close.
Are you that broke? You don't
going
can't
on?
afford petrol. Yeah.
Pelakakule is gonna be less than a minute to fit more.
Yeah. But it's a long walk, though. I mean, if you have to go to those people
At the
from
bottom.
the all the way.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, small things like those, people just don't, they don't see themselves
So true,
in
bro.
that.
Doing that.
So true.
The only time they would walk or run, either whether they doing that as a
exercise,
exercise,
yeah.
not just in jail.
Le teng bo exercise bo, the body run, which is, no, it's fine, I'll take it. There's an element of coolness in it.
Of course, of course.
Pack run bo na bo
course,
engwe.
yeah,
There's
the
an
hi-
element of cool
yeah, even the
that
hiking.
overrides the actual active living.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pahami.
Haholo,
Yeah, it's
haholo.
cool, cool, yeah.
Have you noticed like they do the drinking sections after the hikes?
There's actually a bar right there.
There's like a bar right there. And niggas are you already binging after your hike.
I had gone on a park on these walks with Tando and her son, right? So we walk. It's like a trail, these trail things in Irene. At the end of the thing is a restaurant that starts serving alcohol at 8.
And chances are,
At 8.
just like all things made cool by black people, but they financially they benefit mangamla. Babo no lona le batla jwala o se.
Hey. Like you just come from a trail, like you've just walked 10 or 5 kilometers.
So ngani.
So funny beer when
Yeah. And then too, yape bo malam hodu body shisa ka ofela ntho tseo motho a motho wa tsoa a decide to etsa something and then le khwale what gave us back to this shit.
That's what I was saying too, when we were on the Cherry Fest, when we were having this discussion, Neo, even though our diet might not have changed by too big a margin, what we forget is that we are not the same black people who started that diet. Because the people that started that diet were doing so many other things on top of what they were. The diet might have been rich, yes.
Yeah.
But
They are wearing it off with hard labor.
yeah, and that's why obesity, as it's termed today, was associated with riches.
Yes.
Because only a rich person can afford not
To
to,
look
work
sloppy.
and look at the way
Yeah,
that they do
yeah.
because they have everybody else to do everything for
Like
them.
kings,
and
yes.
that's why kings' wives were big.
Yes.
You
And
know,
the kings
'cause
themselves, like they would be fed eating meat all day.
abaspani. So when papa says tsona, and then you sit on the couch all day watching series, what do you think is going to happen to your body?
And we working from home as well. So
midday naps.
it's midday naps,
After a heavy
snacking,
lunch.
you know. Yeah, we out here
I
wild.
remember reading a book. Yam Siligas, that nigga called gout, bro, and he thought he was being bewitched.
Kinam.
Genau.
Nah, man, and
I don't
beer.
know me buy.
And bitches.
Yeah, right.
What work does he do?
Like,
He
you
doesn't
can
do
just
fuck all,
pick
bro.
and choose.
And you can just imagine that during that time how labor intensive everything was.
Yeah, because everything was manual.
Everything
That's
was
why
manual.
you'll find Majitas Panadi contract and Bajatabadi Tapam. They can afford
They
to
can
do that.
afford to because
But
they
Zamalo
can burn
Shapaka
it.
But also,
all day, every day.
for it to be gout and for him to misdiagnose as witchcraft, it also shows you like the evolution of, comfort. Because there are times where kings also were part of the fight and they did not have the trappings of luxury. And as soon as became a bigger kingdom, then the work rate on him had to relax. And then now he replaced that with just indulgence. And then when he developed that thing, it became a new thing. Because now that's a disease of a lifestyle. Because your lifestyle has changed. But because it was foreign to him, he's like, ne, kyata jolo.
Niggas died over that shit. Because they thought they were.
They were bewitching the king.
Shapadi have done meat
bewitching the
every
king.
day.
Niggas had to die. And that's like the common trajectory with all the monarchs, in fact. Except maybe Shaka.
Yeah.
Because he was in the battlefield.
Because he was active.
Yeah, but Dingan was fat. That's why
That's why I was. Even his pictures today, he's just fat.
even the kings of England, it's like, it's always the young warrior prince, right, who rises to the throne through war and conquest.
Yeah.
This athletic, good looking,
For
strong,
Alexandra,
yeah,
so-
you know, guy, and then
Yeah. Genghis Khan.
gets the throne, and then
Then
it's
he lets himself go.
And then he lets himself go.
Robert Baratheon.
Yes, 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 yes,
Le-
yes.
ke mang- le ntwana ya Korea, le tamala yona. He's even worse.
Yeah,
King Jun. Eh.
Yeah,
Sina
because-
fela that nigga is.
Yeah, no, the current one.
Kicho yena, he's better than his father.
Yeah, huge, bro, huge. Yeah, no, lifestyle, akawata.
Yeah, now we too cool, man.
Yeah, we're too cool for this shit.
We too cool.
When how you been?
Yeah. Now, Lena, actually, it was, I only started working Wednesday. Yeah. Because I relaxed all of Sunday. Monday, I did a bit of the Rikonyana. Yeah, that was not too eventful.
Nothing much.
Nothing eventful, yeah.
Lena, nothing much. We'll be fair last spanning. Get the audit season. So yeah, who busy?
audit season, eh?
Yeah, go audit season. Yeah, and niggas, I tell audit the so just
Right, my G.
just dealing with audits. Aight, man. Let's get into some of these topics, bro. One thing that's been happening is that we've had 2 weeks of no load shedding, and nigga-
Not more.
Yeah, it's 24 days.
yeah, because we getting to the third week.
To the third week.
The third week of no
load
load
shedding.
Yeah, of no load shedding, and it's pretty. Obviously, people are feeling quite anxious about it because we haven't had power. You know, we've been dealing with load shedding for over what?
15 years?
Yeah, 15 years now. So
17 years,
yeah.
Where's all this electricity coming
Oh,
from?
you know what I'm saying? And then, but it's coming off the back of, I think the government going to the commission,
Okay.
to allow it to extend the stages of load shedding to stage 16. So they were doing that in the background. So that was happening while we are now chilling with 2 weeks of no load shedding. You know.
So what does extending stages mean in practical terms, or the fact that we are benefiting of not having load
Yeah,
shedding?
because I agree with the way we understand load shedding now is that the higher the stage, the longer you are without power. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so now if they're extending it to 16, right, that is crazy amounts of hours where you are without power.
Yes.
Yeah. So like when that is happening and this is happening, people are getting anxious.
Yes. Or what you are saying is that it is curious that the stages have been increased, yet we still have electricity.
Yes.
Obakare.
It's like they're laying you up.
Yeah.
For all that shit you've been enjoying,
Yes.
you're gonna pay for it.
You're gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So people are like kind of anxious, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are kind of anxious.
I'm just taking it as electioneering.
Yeah, because I wanted to get you guys' thoughts about all this power we've been having. Are you guys as anxious as everybody else? Couple way bona like you are saying it's all electioneering. We're gonna go back to
Yeah.
I also thought it was electioneering. It's just after elections
we're back to square one.
yes, to the South Africa we know. We don't know what's happening.
To our deadbeat father.
Sure. Mara, all this electioneering shows us okay, them niggas can. It's just that they don't want to.
But the fact that they can doesn't mean kaloku bazokwazi we sustain along. So now why start something if you're not going to be able to sustain? Imagine having no load shedding for 2 years. That would just be the strangest thing.
Yeah.
Why do I care if I'm managed to win your vote and I'm in the seat now?
I won.
So
Yeah.
in load shedding, I mean, yantena, because then it becomes an unnecessary conspiracy, because nobody believes the government's reasons are real reasons, right? The ruling party has got its hand in the finger pie in the mafia operation of ESCOM. Let's tell the truth. The person who's the president today was once in the war room. Like, so it's a lot of things, bro.
Yeah,
It's
man.
exhausting.
Yeah, it's exhausting, and right now we feel like like Batuba abused Dinyana, so even something that was like a norm 15 years ago, having 2 weeks of power without power failures, it just feels weird now.
Yeah, it's like
because we are so conditioned to the bullshit.
It's like with the anxiety. okay, maybe I do have it for business. So I have 2 gas cylinders, wabo. Because I haven't had into for a while, wabo.
Load shedding.
We haven't had load shedding, so I'm not using them, wabo, which is obviously a welcome reprieve in terms of running costs. And then somebody, because going into winter, wanted to buy it, wabo. So I'm like, I'm saving on money, man. Maybe I can just sell it, wabo. But I'm like, nah, this problem is gonna return and catch me sleeping.
He's gonna catch you sleeping.
Like now, I'm like, I can't.
You can't sell
for
it.
scenario planning. You still have to plan like somebody who is in load shedding.
Yes.
And there's so many advertisements that are encouraging people to get off the grid, like benze izinto zesolar ntoni.
Inverters.
So I can't imagine that this is it's going to last, this thing of
Yeah.
constant power.
Yeah, because kind of man, Damane who's Spoot. Yeah, he when he was asked this question, he mentioned there's 5 main contributors to the decline of demand that we've been having. So he says there's been a decline of demand. So the first one we're taking, the weak South African economy results in a general flat overall demand for electricity. That's the first one. Second one are a rapidly rising Eskom and municipal electricity prices above the inflation rate are dampening demand for Eskom, or are dampening demand for Eskom's generated electricity, right? And the third one was load shedding and low reliability of Eskom and municipal grid electricity are negatively impacting electricity supply. So that's the third one, but that's an obvious one. The fourth one, electricity customers are moving to self-generation and alternative energy sources, including PV and battery energy storage and solar and all of that. And then he's saying kind of in that pipeline they've been working on of big renewable energy is now coming into
to the grid.
Yeah, coming into play. So those are the reasons that he's giving for all of this nice time that we've been having. You know what I'm saying?
The majority of South Africans, off-grid electricity doesn't have a business case. Like if you look at, for you to go off-grid, you need at the very least 200,000 rand
For proper.
The capital layout.
to go off-grid.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah, and that's, I'm being conservative. About 200K up to about 3.
Quarter of a meal at least.
Right? Now, if you were to go on a payment plan, for example, because the very few, majority of people don't have 300,000 rand lying around. So you would have to finance it. The banks are now financing those.
Scapulo.
Right. So now if you're looking at 300,000 rand, you're paying, so the ones that I've seen, like maybe, is it Go Solar or, now there's also one that they're offering Spanning Dow from another company, I don't remember. So let's say Unka something that's valued at about 200,000. You're paying 1.5 to 2K a month.
For the 5 years.
Your monthly electricity bill is not that high.
Yeah.
Right? At my house, I pay between 800 to 1,000. So I don't have a business case for solar.
To be paying 2,000.
Now I'm paying more than what I'm better off with Eskom. Whereas if your consumption is above
If you 2K,
over 2K, then it may make sense for you to.
The
But
only-
the thing, if your electricity consumption is that high, it's safe to assume, not all the way, but it's safe to assume that you are also well off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're consuming that much.
that
You have
much.
a big
But-
property.
Yeah. But non-financial factors of going off-grid could be that in as much as your electricity consumption is not as high that it warrant you to go off-grid, you would want to go off-grid to compensate for the irritation of being offline.
That's what we have UPSs for.
Yeah, yes.
You see, I don't have to go off.
Totally. Okay, okay.
Because
yeah.
off-grid means that I am no longer
You're
drawing
relying on the
electricity from
state.
Eskom.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not talking about a hybrid model.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
a
okay.
hybrid model is, for me, is even worse because not only am I paying Eskom, I'm also financing the solar infrastructure.
Yeah.
Dang.
You are paying ESCOM and its failures.
So
Yeah.
go for the long term, ka high na benefit,
Yeah.
sharp sharp.
No, then I'm with you.
How to patala ka
And if you
mona
think
le ka
about the
mona.
payback period, for me, 800 rand, how long will I take to pay back 300,000 rand?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ka 800.
Why,
Ke
why?
hule mnako.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a to make it.
Yeah, nalu suki. Yeah, so business case ya teng, yeah, gaga it's a sense, ne?
uneconomical.
Yeah, gaga economical level, you know.
So you're
And
better off just staying with ESCOM. Just
So
make sure that
actually when uti tariffs is nyukile ska ESCOM, that's why people are using less electricity.
Yes.
So that means just the poor people are now not getting any electricity.
basically, and when a lot of these people are not,
So how's this a good thing?
hey man, it's not a good thing, but I think he's putting it out there as this is a factor as to why.
So we are guilty because we have electricity, so we must sicingele aba bangena electricity
Yeah,
because they can't afford.
They can't afford it.
I think I actually like this point that Mo brought because we like to discuss ESCOM maybe sometimes at a political level, but at a practical level, that's the interrogation you should be making.
And then for most of the middle class, from lower to upper, who don't have alternative energy sources, you have electronics in the house. Load shedding is no longer that big of an issue for you because the laptop is charged.
Fully charged gives you 2 hours. Phone gives you enough hours.
The only thing you can't do is cook, but then you have Uber, which you use even when there's electricity
Anyways.
Anyways,
Or you've got a gas griller,
Yeah,
can
yeah.
quickly pop a
You
lamb
see,
chop
so-
and made a salad.
So being without electricity for a couple of hours a day is no longer
The inconvenience.
But
that
they,
it used to be.
they also love that thinking. ESCOM loves also if you now you are coming to the
because now
We are
we've adjusted our lives to this board.
I mean, it's been 15 years, bro.
yes, yeah.
It just shows you, like, even now, I don't even notice. You know, when I see, like, headlines talking about we haven't been loaded for a certain amount of weeks, you know, I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice.
I noticed.
you see, it goes to what I was saying.
And even when there is load shedding, it hits me while I'm at work or sleeping.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I was saying when we were off recording, if we can't change a problem for long enough, we change how we interact with the problem.
problem.
Until such time that problem is no longer as a big of an irritation as it was.
As it was. And that is literally what we've done. And we've like mental.
We are no longer so mad at ESCOM no more.
Hey, brah.
Yeah, bro. Because like, now we have rechargeable lights, we have our cell phones, we have our laptops. There's nothing I can't do when I'm being load shed.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
I
your
can
Wi-Fi
study,
is
I
on.
can cook.
Even your
yeah,
Wi-Fi is
is
on.
Yes. Even
But
your
I think-
Wi-Fi is on.
What is scary, I guess, now because when the because we still you still feel it when we get to stage 4. You know what I'm saying? Like those irritations and the
36
frequency.
hours, yeah.
So now if they increase in the stages and now it's no longer 4 hours without power.
Can be 8.
Now we head into 8 or maybe 10.
Then you'll feel it.
Then you're gonna start.
12,
Yeah. Then you're gonna start feeling it all. Your the power out had lasted that long. And that's when it's gonna really start getting.
But for now, we'll take it.
Yeah, for now we're managing, especially middle class. People on the lower end, you know.
We'll take it.
Yeah, they still feeling this thing. You know what I'm saying?
We'll take
Yeah,
it.
man.
In Pennyville, they were saying this week, Aban Mapabebe is striking because now with the no load shedding situation, they can't have power because they used to power schedule. So not everyone can have electricity all at the same time. So now with everyone having electricity at the same time, it's blowing their
You transform
their
and whatnot.
transformers.
Transformers are
So
on.
now no one has electricity.
Jesus. Infrastructure can't even handle this
Hey.
thing. Hey. Well, nah, man.
This way, yeah, I heard about that on the radio. I'm like, these things need to shut the fuck up.
So we can't complain because we don't pay.
Because I'm up at that.
Literally that.
Mandela said we
I
were
will
gonna get
for
it.
you.
And then, you know the nice thing about electricity, and these are things that you learn when you're a trustee. Electricity is not a constitutional right. only water is. So it's like,
'Cause you needed to
Because
live.
water is life.
You needed to live.
yeah, I don't need to give you lights. Fuck out of here.
I want to clever. Sanana Skalho.
Yeah, Sanana's coming.
Sanana Skalho.
Hey,
But once I start touching your water,
The government can come to your defense.
You know?
Because
I'm saying that to say, to reiterate the fact that I don't feel any way or any sympathy for Soweto residents because they are not paying.
Do you know what? If people forget that the reason that people don't pay for things is not because they don't want to. Sometimes because we don't have the means to. It's like even Tate 5,000 go next week. The reason Dingagnigi next week is that I don't have it. I also don't enjoy owing
that's
you.
bullshit.
Not
I don't enjoy owing
any
you.
other hood except them niggas.
Bruh, let me tell you.
Not in the richest hood.
Yeah,
in South
any
Africa.
other hood
Let me
except
tell
them
you.
niggas.
Let me tell you something. I'm
No
not
one
cutting-
enjoys
I'm not
being
cutting
in
Soweto
debt,
any slack.
man.
Nah, any other hood except
I
them.
am not even cutting them slack.
Yo.
Here's the thing, ne? The thing is, ne, as people, a sense of entitlement, which I understand it comes from politicians because there was an electioneering on this free education, free what,
Free
ne?
electricity.
But let me tell you, all of us, if Twitter said tomorrow, see how much time we spend on Twitter?
A lot.
We are paying by advertising, but because the advertising that irritates us, that's why we play with it, because they are not asking money out of our pocket.
Yes.
Right? Because it's so entrenched as an entitled. If they said just pay R5, the user rate is going to drop off. Because people have the culture of consuming this thing. They've made amends with the fact that this is not something I'm going to pay for. In fact, they'll go on Twitter to buy things. On the very platform they are using for free.
No, the people, yeah, them niggas in Soweto be treated so
But
like that.
Twitter.
Eh,
Now we're not getting ass
how
on the
is that?
street. But if you told them, pay 100.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
just using a slang
Yeah, but Soweto wanna be treated.
Soweto-
This thing is
Soweto-
this thing we're not gonna pay for.
In fact, Orlando thola mthana le mikuku 810. Emofang at least minimum 9,000 a month, ne? Ona le bana ba 4, they all got designer.
Mara ha sebetsi yena akere.
Ke re mara bana ba hae, mara jarete ya msebeletsi.
Jareta Msebele, why can't he pay?
Ona le designer that person.
Na le ntoni?
Bana ba bana le diteki tsa Nike. Mara if Eskom said, I think there was once this concession that they wanted to make. We will wipe historical debts, ne?
Yes.
Even if each and every house was to give us only 600 as a flat fee, it will improve our liquidity so much.
But they did that and then they gave us those prepaid meters. I need
And you guys rejected them, didn't you?
But
Yes,
reject
we
it.
did.
No,
You
but
really
even if it's
rejected
not prepaid, because prepaid people are still gonna say, "I nabantwana 100." We say, regardless of whatever your consumption, just if each and every household gives us 600, you will use it the way you've been using it.
Yeah, Mara, they tried to do the prepaid shit, and so
They, like at my
But
house,
Soweto-
there's a prepaid meter.
yeah,
The
but-
prepaid, yeah, bridge.
yeah, but they were up in arms when
I
those.
bridge that.
Buy bridge. Okay, no, but bridge ali Wi-Fi.
How did they do that?
It's a-
I keep hearing.
You could try to plug me. Yeah. When I'm talking to because I want to. It's got my account name.
Dog.
You are not allowed to spend that. Vumate.
Hey, I asked you about that.
Yeah, and yeah, Brijou.
Après jour.
But it also exposes just how technologically inadvanced ESCOM is, because how are you? Because I would have thought that you are able to pinpoint
Exactly.
the nodes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That are problematic,
That
yeah.
are problematic.
Yeah, where you are
Uno
not.
team anymore.
Yeah, where you are not collecting. You know, there's a constant flow of electricity here, but we are not.
Receiving.
So you are able to go to that specific site
Yeah.
to invest. In fact, because it's a known fact that utilities are bridged by
The
the
consumer.
utility employees.
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes.
The utility
You wanna
employees.
banana the know
So
house.
if I can see, okay, if I can pull a report of all the places that haven't paid electricity in the past, let's say 6 months, right? Then I compare that report to what I've collected from those units in the past 6 months.
And what I've, their consumption. Yeah.
And there's a big discrepancy, right? And then I'll pull a report of my, what do they call it? Call out
To those areas,
or field
agents by a more
A, right? That serviced these
areas.
areas. I already have my suspects.
Hore ke bo manse ba bridge da.
I have my suspects.
Eh.
Hore ke bo manse ba.
I know which houses have been bridged. I
Or
know which
streets at least,
I know which technicians have been working in that area.
But I must bridge as bridge as individuals. Like we don't say this house,
It's
this
a
house,
box,
this house.
yeah.
It's the whole box. So
Kimbaya
you
transform
don't
it.
like for
Brand new
instance,
danger box.
eh,
Danger
by way,
box.
good danger box. So you can't say it's this house and this house and this house because nemikhukhu yangale yase back opposite now
Idlala.
idla on the same people that have nothing to do with this meter or with this box are using the electricity from this box.
But that still doesn't stop me from knowing.
The node or the street at least.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know which houses are off. I know which boxes feed into that house. I know who worked on that box.
Yeah.
Even if there's other illegal people, but are you gonna make
Ah,
these ones?
no, no, no.
Even if I have to put extra security meters on the box, you know how at filling station garages, you can't just each petrol
Pump,
attendant
yeah.
has to punch in his code.
His code, yes, 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 yes.
Bana tagada ere,
Yeah.
punch
It tells me it tells me who sold what,
Yeah.
where.
at what time.
What happens, Kokas, ne? So the boxes, ne? They can interfere with the marital box services, maybe a 5 kilometer radius or whatever. Then they will come put in their
Fiddle with
own
it.
cables, whatever. So the call out usually is when there's been a problem. Maybe
Yes.
tapotsang khawabo.
Yes.
So the call out would have been they went to fix a problem. But what Murise is saying still is not without merit, because you can be able to say this danger box that services this radius, the amount of generation and the amount of collection are incongruent. Ne? So as ESCOM, I can either come and make sure that there's a biometric way of accessing the danger box. That
And you don't put it out as a local tender. You go and get some Russian motherfuckers to come in.
So, but now what they
Yeah,
do,
handle it.
what they do, they cage this thing. Ne? How about cage it? We wake up biometrics or whatever the mechanism is, right? Because what happens now is that people have access to these things who are makeshift electricians.
Electricians, yes.
That's where the problem is.
Yes.
Yeah.
O mong a fihla nke, o hakene mo, o mong a nke ho mokhukhu wa modisa.
Aba-
So re pepane ntse re ntse tjena.
Eh,
And-
so sometimes if man like bana, the technician gets there and disables all of this mess that happened. And then he leaves again. And then after he's
Ba
left,
kgutla ba-
but
ba
people ba
connecta
kgutla
hape.
because of danger ya opposite heso. Ba fihlile ba itima because there was just so much bridging that was happening on
so
the
they
thing.
just shut it
Ba
down.
itima for everyone. So obviously residents ba kwatile don't know what the hell.
Yeah.
And
Especially
then,
the paying residents.
Exactly. No, they're no paying residents.
Oh, nobody. Oh my God. Jesus. Because then I would have think like I would
So
think-
everybody deserved it then.
basically because I would think okay.
No,
let's
but
say
now
if
we
I-
have
if
prepaid
I'm a
meters,
paying
I said
resident
that already.
And Ikitimelo, then I'm gonna be obviously like
Mara,
Yes.
I'm
you
gonna
don't have to
snitch,
pay.
bro.
Because yes, they're counting on you to snitch, to
Yeah, I'm
say,
gonna snitch.
we're not going to accept this rubbish
Anymore.
because it's affecting
Me as a paying customer.
Yes.
So I'm snitching.
So when you see Rogers, ayohlanganisa laphaya,
snitch.
you're calling and you're saying, nangu Rogers, we are
yeah.
preaching.
Jwale ukobana, jwale it's rotten apples
People
off.
mafia even at a street level. But however, you know, from a politics point of view, ne, I'm just using ESCOM as like an example. To realize that there's a rot in communities. And you have to solve things in a smart way. You can't go appeal to each and every individual's heart.
yeah, no.
But what you do is to say, if you're a community of X, what does the community need? It needs clean water, it needs functioning electricity, all those things like, even like, you give that responsibility to members of the community by you pay them so that you can pit the good ones against the bad ones.
bad.
Because the moment or everything that's got to do with leaking thing, nobody
and
says
nobody
I
calls.
must call. But
And-
we
and
need to
calls-
invest. It needs to be your food. Somebody's like both security. It must somebody we pay. That way, that's why like now Harabata on somebody tavern cookers. because there's an economic value that people get that overrides the social alcohol. We cannot address alcohol problem until we make somebody eat off of being anti-alcohol.
Yeah.
Then you make those forces
And then they'll
compete.
pitch, yeah,
Then
pitch
net
against
somewhere we're gonna be better off.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it.
Do you think there could be a way
I dig
to
it.
incentivize corruption?
How so?
Well, to align corruption with service delivery.
Cook, I think I can see what you are saying.
What do I want to
Yeah.
say?
Ephe, ka ke a e utlwa. Kutlwa nyaniseo. But I'm not.
We're not all the way. Yeah, you gotta cook it. You gotta cook it.
I'm frying onion.
Yeah. When it's okay, shit. Yeah. But you don't know what to tell her. My word.
I want to stew on the table, but
It could be just cabbage.
Because I guess they all start the same.
I wanted the pieces in my
They all start the same.
No, but
Yeah, yeah. You know mushroom.
mushroom.
Yeah. He's busy sauteing, my nigga. He's busy sauteing that shit.
So if
Yeah, it's gonna sound sloppy, but I just thought of it now. So
Catch the rest of this episode on Patreon.
Dojo.